Okay, so this video was made on request for Brian, who wanted to see the contents of my nostalgic bedside table that we saw in the last video. So I'm just going to run you through what's on here, just because you wanted to see it, Brian. Alright, so let's start with this. This isn't too exciting. This is a container of Tylenol that I bought when I was in New York in 2007. I got a bit sick when I was there and kind of ruined the experience a little bit, but what can you do, I suppose? Can't help get sick. Okay, there's a paper crane and some flower lily pad things my sister made to go with it. She likes doing that sort of origami, creative paperwork stuff. Let's see, what else is there? This has got a bit of an interesting story, I guess. This is kind of like a paper unit cube thing. This was made by a friend of mine called Andrew Nobbs. Brad's heard of him a few times, pretty nice guy. It was made when I was in 11th grade. We were helping out our IT teacher who was running the database for the athletics day at our school. We were his students at the time, and he was running through database stuff in our course, and just as an offer he decided to offer us to come and help him run the database for the sports event. So, you know, we took it up and thought we might learn something. Ended up being pretty boring, wasted our time, so we ended up just kind of hiding in a corner, just having fun. And this is one of the things we made. It's a cube of 27 different slots of paper, kind of just fitted together into like this structural sort of cube. Took ages. It takes a lot of very careful folding. We made a bigger one, a 3x3 cube, so like 27 of these in a big cube. That took something like 216 carefully folded pieces of paper. We were pretty bored. So that's that. This is a set of James Bond collectible cards that were given to me by a friend of mine. This friend was called Matthew Green. He I actually went to school with him in like 3rd grade or something. Left the same school that we were at in 4th grade. And even though we only saw each other for 2 years at the same school, we kept in touch for so many years after. We were really good friends. I think in about 10th grade we've had a bit of a falling out. That's just because we lived so far away and just didn't see each other, you know, anything school related. But yeah, he was a really good friend, and he gave me those just once time, and I just have them to remember him by. He also gave me this. This is a collector's coin from a newspaper celebrating the life of a world famous cricketer in Australia called Sir Donald Bradman. You've probably never heard of him, but he was pretty important to the Australian people. He's kind of hailed as the best cricketer in the world of all time and one of the best sportsmen to ever lived. He's supposed to be the like Muhammad Ali of cricket, etc., etc. Okay, next thing is a pine cone. Yeah, it looks pretty boring at first, but it's got a pretty interesting story behind it. This pine cone came from our family farm in a town called Brinkworth, which is about 200 kilometres north of where I live. That's about 125 miles. The farm was settled by my family when they moved here from Scotland originally 6 generations ago. It had been in our family the whole time, but about 3 years ago we had to sell it for various reasons. Firstly, the area was stricken in drought, so that didn't really make having it any easier. It was a bit of a financial burden, I suppose, and given that my grandfather's the only person who knows how to run it, if he still had it, and so if he were to pass away and leave it in an inheritance to us, we wouldn't have any idea how to run it. We had no idea how to run a farm at all, really. Don't actually, have any of that sort of knowledge. So he thought it'd be easy just to get rid of it. So we went up there for one last holiday before it was sold. Had a good time, but just as we were leaving, on the way out, saying goodbye to the place, I jumped out of the car as we were driving away. Well, didn't really jump out, you know what I mean. Grabbed this from the pine trees which were surrounding the house we were staying at as a final memento to the place. The pine trees were planted by my family 6 generations ago, and this is one of the pine cones, from those trees. So I've kept that, and I'll never forget the place we stayed at. We went there a lot as kids, and we had a lot of fun. So that's that story. Bedside clock. Wake up to this every morning. This one's a bit new actually, because I've gone through a lot. They all die. My dad gets most of them for free from drug companies because he's a general practitioner, just a doctor. This one I'm a little bit proud of. This is a name tag for a competition Nintendo was holding in Melbourne, Australia. It was to celebrate the release of a Nintendo DS game called Metroid Prime Hunters. They held an online quiz, and you had to write a short story as part of a competition. And I happened to be one of the 8 best entrants in the country, so they flew me over to Melbourne for a day of fun and a kind of a big tournament in the game. Yeah, it was just a good day, and I got a free Nintendo DS Lite out of it, free flights to Melbourne, hung around for the day. It was just really good fun, I suppose. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one, I guess. So that's why I've kept the name tag for when I arrived and participated in the competition there. Let's see, what else have I got? These are shaped forms of agate, which is a type of rock. My grandparents were really into rock collecting earlier in their lives, and they gave these to me because they used to show them to me when I was a kid, and I used to play with them because I just thought, I don't know, they were somewhat bright and shiny and colourful and all that. And yeah, they just gave it to me out of respect for my memories of them, because they got rid of their collection. In fact, we actually sold the collection today to the Gem and Mineral Society of Australia, which some representatives came along and had a look at our collection. We just donated it to them. The same grandparents gave me this Swiss Army knife for Christmas about 3 years ago. It's not in here at the moment. I use it sometimes for, I don't know, cutting my nails or something. It has its uses.